Welcome to Imports and Exports. This week we will discuss the various issues, problems, and regulations associated with import and export trade in the retail industry, but more importantly the proper documentation to use in order to reduce problems getting your product in or out of the country. Therefore, we will discuss in detail the most common documents used in international trade. First, let's discuss the export process and the documents required by the United States and foreign governments. The United States government requires a document called Shipper's Export Declaration, or SED. The SED is a method for the government to collect and assess data in terms of what the product is, how much is being exported, and the destination of the shipment, and it's also used as a control mechanism. This information may also be filed through a system called AES, or Automated Export System. Providing this data is required by the United States government for all exports. However, there are some exceptions. For example, the value is less than $2,500, you're shipping to the United States Armed Services, you're shipping to the United States governmental agencies or employees, or lastly, shipping to Canada. All of these things do not require an export license. Now, foreign governments require various types of documentation, and these will be addressed only briefly in this presentation. Examples of each document can be found in the textbook. First, commercial invoice. This is the primary document used in international trade. The Canadian Customs Invoice is a document required by the Canadian government that takes the place of the commercial invoice. The NAFTA Certificate of Origin. This is a document used between the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Certificate of Origins. This is a document required by other countries which identifies the country that manufactured the product that is being shipped. Packing list. This document states the product, weight, measurements, and packaging material. Pro forma invoice. Shipper's letter of instruction. This is a document that is used to provide the shipment information to the freight forwarder. Next, we will briefly review the import process. The import process involves several United States government agencies such as the Customs and Border Protection, Drug Enforcement Agency, Food and Drug Administration, and the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. The United States government requires that imported goods are properly marked with the country of origin so the ultimate purchaser knows where the product was manufactured or produced. If the article is not properly marked, a marking duty may be applied. In order to take possession of imported goods, there is a 5-step process to clear customs: entry, inspection, appraisal, classification, and liquidation. Now, documentation is similar to the export process. Again, the commercial invoice is a primary document. Likewise, a bill of lading, airway bill, and carrier certificate are needed as proof of the consignee's right to make entry. A customs broker will also complete an entry manifest. What is a customs broker? A customs broker is a government-licensed intermediary who acts as an importer's agent within U.S. Customs. This individual acts on behalf of the importer. Therefore, a customs broker calculates the duty rates, makes entry with customs, obtains custom release, and forwards the duty payment to customs. In conclusion, we have briefly reviewed the import and export process in international trade to include documentation of both the United States government and foreign governments. Additional information and examples can be found in the textbook.